I think this guy did what most of us would want to do in this sort of situation, and I can't even blame him. So on March 5th, 2023, at 8 a.m., police in Ozark, Arkansas were called to a home about an assault. When police arrived at the home of 24-year-old Jordan Jacks, they observed that the front door was split in half down the middle. Jordan Jacks told police that a man named Brian Murky was the one that came to his home and kicked his door in. He said that Brian Murky then came in his house and went to the bedroom where Jordan Jacks was and started throwing quote unquote haymakers at him. He then said that he was hit more than 10 times, but police noted that he didn't have any marks on him. Jordan Jacks also said that Brian Murky grabbed a hold of his scrotum and pulled it as hard as he could. According to Jordan Jacks, Brian Murky then picked up a 2x4 and told Jordan Jacks that he was going to be going to church. And then when he came back, he better see that Jordan Jacks was gone or he was going to beat him. Of course, police were like, why would Brian Murky be so upset? And Jordan Jacks replied that Brian Murky believed that his 14-year-old granddaughter was involved in a relationship or that something had happened physically between Jordan Jacks and this granddaughter. And that's why Brian Murky was so upset. Of course, Jordan Jacks said that it was all lies. On March 8th, so 3 days later, police contacted Brian Murky's parole officer and asked if he could contact Brian Murky and have Brian contact the police. Brian Murky did come by the police department and he was interviewed. Brian Murky said that the incident occurred on Sunday morning. He said that he was told that Jordan Jacks was sleeping with his 14-year-old granddaughter. Now, Brian Murky said that he knocked pretty hard on the door 3 separate times and the door just swung open. He said that he yelled for Jordan Jacks and Jordan Jacks replied to him from a back bedroom. He said that Mr. Jacks started choking him, so he grabbed his nuts and twisted them around really good. That's a direct quote. Now, Brian Murky said that he did this in an effort to get Jordan Jacks to let him go. Brian Murky then said that Jordan Jacks told him that his granddaughter was a liar, so Brian Murky went and found a 2x4 and came back and told Jordan Jacks that he was going to beat his brains out with it. Now, he says that he did think about it and then he threw the wood down, but he told Jordan Jacks that he better not be there when he got back from church. I just think that this is what any of us would want to do, defend our child, our granddaughter, whatever it is, against someone who's doing this to them. And then, yeah, you have to accept the consequences of that. The consequences of this for Brian Murky was that he was arrested for residential burglary, third-degree battery, criminal mischief, and terroristic threatening. Now, those are not horrible charges. 3 of them are misdemeanors, but that residential burglary is a Class B felony. Brian Murky could have got some real time over this. In reality, Brian Murky was actually charged with more serious charges than Jordan Jacks, who was having a sexual relationship or whatever, sleeping with a 14-year-old girl. Jordan Jacks was arrested and he was charged with 4th-degree SA. Now, 4th-degree SA, that's a D felony. That's just barely a felony, just a smidge of a felony. I also think that this kind of demonstrates how Jeff Phillips treats these sort of crimes. I've heard it time and time again from people that are in the district that Jeff Phillips is the prosecutor in. This is a man, again, a 24-year-old who is sleeping with a 14-year-old child, and he's got a D felony. Jordan Jacks ended up pleading guilty to that 4th-degree SA, and he got 5 years probation. He does have to register as a sex offender. For Brian Murky, the residential burglary and the terroristic threatening were both dropped. He pled guilty to criminal mischief and the 3rd-degree battery and ended up getting a 12-month suspended sentence. So what would you have done in this situation? Would you have worked your way into the home and done the same thing as Brian Murky and just accepted whatever sentence they were going to give him? Also, do you think the sentence is fair for Brian Murky and Jordan Jacks?